picked out a casket. I bet you can't wait to get it in the ground, can you?
Episode 2 begins with a clear signal that Tommy's life is not about to get any easier. The trailer sets up a tension so thick you could cut it with a knife. And at the center of it, Tommy and Cammy. From the very first seconds, you can see that their relationship is evolving, or maybe devolving, into something far more complicated than corporate titles and boardroom decisions. Cammy, who was already stealing the spotlight last episode, appears in the trailer with that same razor-sharp confidence. But now, there's a hint of defiance aimed directly at Tommy. You can almost feel the electricity crackling in the air whenever she's on screen. It's subtle, the kind of power play that doesn't need a loud argument to leave the room shaking. And Tommy, well, he looks as exhausted as ever. Cigarette in hand, barely keeping his cool as the weight of his responsibilities and his family presses down on him. But what's different this time is that the trailer teases a side of Tommy we haven't seen before. The man who knows he's fighting not just against rivals, but against his own doubts and insecurities. You can see it in the way he pauses before speaking, the little hesitation when Cammy challenges him, like he's realizing that controlling the chaos of MTX isn't just about the money. It's about navigating a storm where anyone could tip the balance at any moment. And then there's the subtle cues in the trailer that Cammy isn't just a supporting character anymore. This isn't the timid widow we saw last season. She's sharpening her claws, ready to test Tommy at every turn. The trailer makes it obvious. We are heading toward a major collision between these two forces, and the tension is delicious. You can practically hear the gears turning in Cammy's mind as she calculates every move, every word, every glance. And Tommy, for all his weariness, can sense the threat and the challenge. But will he rise to it or stumble? The trailer doesn't give it away, keeping the suspense tight and leaving viewers on edge, already anticipating every word of their inevitable showdown. There's also a clever layer of subtext in the trailer, something that reminds us just how well Landman plays with the balance between family and business. Tommy's decisions don't happen in a vacuum. They ripple through his household, his company, and now through Cammy, who seems determined to carve out her own territory. The tension isn't just verbal. It's physical, emotional, and psychological. You can see it in the way she tilts her head, the flicker of emotion in her eyes, and the small smirk when she knows she's pushed Tommy just enough to test his patience. The trailer perfectly sets up the idea that power is fluid in this world, and the man who thinks he's in control might be the first to get blindsided. And speaking of blindsides, the trailer hints that Cammy isn't just challenging Tommy's authority, she's challenging his worldview. She's forcing him to question the old rules, the corporate etiquette, the silent agreements that once kept MTX running smoothly. It's the kind of tension that's almost cinematic in its subtlety. She doesn't need to yell to assert dominance. The trailer shows that the smallest gestures, the quietest moments, carry weight. And we, as the audience, are left holding our breath, knowing that the fallout from these encounters will be enormous, and that nothing in Tommy's carefully balanced life is going to remain the same. Finally, the trailer teases a glimpse of Tommy's vulnerability, a rare moment that shows us the man behind the public persona. Whether it's the weariness on his face, the cigarette he almost forgets to light, or the brief pause when Cammy pushes him too far, we see a man who is battling on multiple fronts. As a leader, as a father, and as someone who knows that one misstep could cost him everything. And that's what makes this trailer so irresistible. It's not just about the drama. It's about the anticipation of watching two strong, complex characters navigate a world where every decision has consequences. And the next episode promises that those consequences will hit harder than ever. The trailer makes it crystal clear that while the boardroom is heating up, the real fireworks might just be happening at home. Tommy's family is as unpredictable as ever, and episode 2 looks like it's going to throw them straight into chaos. Cooper's return to the spotlight is one of the trailer's juiciest teases. Last season, he struggled under the weight of expectations, both from the cartel-related fallout and his father's towering presence. But now, Cooper is back, and he's not just back, he's thriving in a way that's both exciting and terrifying. The trailer hints at the shocking continuation of his oil discovery, the kind that could change not just the family's financial future, but also the dynamic at MTech's Cooper is calculating, confident, and for once he's stepping out of Tommy's shadow, which is both thrilling and nerve-wracking for viewers who remember how messy his last season was. Ariana, of course, is the perfect counterbalance to Cooper's newfound energy. She's protective, anxious, and clearly worried about what this means for their family life. The trailer teases her concern in a few fleeting expressions, moments where she looks at Cooper's drilling operation and visibly flinches, as if she knows the danger but also realizes there's no stopping him. And then there's the pregnancy storyline that the trailer subtly drops hints about. You don't need a loud announcement to feel the tension here. The trailer's careful framing of Ariana's hesitation, the way she avoids answering questions directly, it all screams that there's a secret bubbling under the surface. And if she is pregnant, as rumors suggest, that revelation will turn Cooper's world upside down, adding emotional stakes that perfectly balance the corporate drama with personal peril. But it's not just the big news that makes this part of the trailer so compelling. It's the small, everyday conflicts that give Landman its addictive edge. There are glimpses of Cooper juggling his drilling work, Ariana's constant worry, and the baby in tow, which hints at the kind of tension that doesn't need fireworks to be intense. The trailer makes it clear that this is a family on the brink, excited, scared, proud, and exhausted all at once. The stakes aren't abstract, they're deeply personal, and the trailer does a masterful job of showing us the human cost behind the flashy oil business. Another interesting layer teased in the trailer is the subtle shift in Tommy's parenting. He's no longer just the gruff, weary father who shouts orders from the sidelines. There are hints that he's trying to guide Cooper through his newfound responsibilities without smothering him, and that internal struggle is fascinating to watch. You can see Tommy weighing the risk versus reward, the danger versus opportunity, and you get the sense that he knows the wrong move could not only jeopardize the family's safety, but also his own authority. The trailer teases a few moments where he steps in, clearly aware that this is more than just a lesson in drilling oil. It's a test of loyalty, intelligence, and resilience. Meanwhile, Ariana's role becomes increasingly pivotal. The trailer cleverly hints at a simmering clash between her and Tommy, reminiscent of the dynamics we've seen with Angela, but with a different emotional intensity. She's protective of her family, vocal about her fears, and unafraid to push back against Tommy's authority when it comes to Cooper's safety. These glimpses of confrontation in the trailer are subtle but powerful. They set up a storyline that promises both heart-wrenching tension and relatable family drama. The combination of professional stakes at MTech's and personal stakes at home creates a dual narrative that keeps viewers on edge, constantly questioning who will have the upper hand. Finally, the trailer gives us just enough to tease the financial stakes without over-explaining. Cooper's oil discovery isn't just numbers on a page, it's a ticking time bomb. We get fleeting shots of calculations, quick glimpses of Cooper's proud excitement, and Ariana's fearful reaction, all woven together to show how money, power, and family are about to collide. The trailer excels at keeping us invested in these characters, not because of flashy action, but because every glance, every word, every hesitation carries weight. And the best part? We know that these domestic tensions are just the tip of the iceberg. The trailer leaves us with a looming sense of dread that whatever balance the family has found is about to be shattered in ways that could have lasting consequences for both Tommy and his loved ones. Episode 2 looks like it's about to take the drama to an entirely new level with the introduction of Tommy's father, TL. If the trailer is any indication, TL's presence is going to shake the foundation of both Tommy's personal life and his professional world. From the very first glimpses, you can feel the weight of history in his every movement. Sam Elliott's performance alone promises a mix of stoicism, vulnerability, and quiet intensity that immediately demands attention. The trailer teases a man who has lived through pain, loss, and regret, and who now arrives in Tommy's world like a force that cannot be ignored. There's something magnetic about TL in the trailer, a tension that suggests he's not just a parent showing up to grieve, but a character who could fundamentally alter the balance of power within the family and MTech's. The trailer makes it clear that TL is carrying grief from the loss of his wife, Dorothy, and it's a grief that manifests in ways both subtle and striking. There's a moment where he's sitting outside, staring at the sunset, refusing to engage with the world, a moment that feels almost poetic. And yet, beneath that calm exterior, the trailer hints at a man brimming with wisdom, experience, and perhaps a touch of bitterness, someone who knows the stakes of the oil business better than anyone alive. TL's presence adds a layer of suspense because it's not just about what he knows, it's about how he's going to wield that knowledge. The trailer teases moments where he quietly observes the family, evaluates Tommy's decisions, and seems ready to step in when he feels lines are crossed. You can feel the anticipation building. TL is the kind of character who can either stabilize the storm or make it explode entirely. The trailer also hints at the friction between TL and Cammy. If Season 1 and Episode 1 set the stage for Cammy as a rising force in M-Techs, Episode 2 seems poised to test her limits against someone who doesn't suffer fools lightly. TL's introduction promises to create an electrifying tension where corporate ambition meets raw experience. You can almost see him sizing her up, weighing her every word and gesture, calculating whether she's a threat or a potential ally. The trailer cleverly teases subtle confrontations, those quiet moments where a glance or a sigh carries as much weight as a shouting match, hinting that their power struggle could be one of the season's most captivating dynamics. It's the kind of slow-burning tension that Landman excels at, watching two strong-willed personalities circle each other, each trying to claim control without revealing their full hand too soon. Beyond the corporate stakes, TL's arrival also raises the emotional stakes for Tommy. The trailer teases moments of father-son tension where Tommy is forced to confront not just his grief, but also the legacy of a man who has seen more battles than he can count. These interactions promise to reveal cracks in Tommy's armor, moments where he is vulnerable, uncertain, and deeply human. The trailer gives us just enough glimpses, a hesitant look, a carefully chosen word, a long pause, to make us wonder how this dynamic will evolve. Will TL guide Tommy, challenge him, or force him to confront mistakes he's been avoiding? The suspense is almost unbearable, and the trailer knows it, dangling just enough emotional breadcrumbs to keep viewers hooked. And of course, there's the tension created by Tommy juggling TL's presence with his ongoing struggles at M-Techs and at home. The trailer teases a series of high-stakes decisions where Tommy must balance loyalty, strategy, and family dynamics all at once. TL isn't just a character who grieves, he's someone who could tip the scales in any boardroom conflict or family confrontation simply by showing up. His entrance promises to amplify every tension point already established in Episode 1, from Cammy's growing assertiveness to Cooper's oil venture, Ariana's pregnancy fears, and the simmering chaos of Tommy's household. The trailer suggests that TL will be a catalyst, forcing every character to confront the reality that power, grief, and family are deeply intertwined, and that nothing in Tommy's world will ever feel simple again. Finally, the trailer leaves viewers with a lingering sense of suspense regarding TL's next moves. There's a quiet menace in his calm demeanor, a promise that when he does act, it will matter, and it will hurt. His arrival signals that Episode 2 is not just about corporate maneuvering or family drama. It's about legacy, authority, and the consequences of past choices. Watching Tommy navigate this new dynamic, knowing that TL's presence changes the game entirely, is going to be gripping. The trailer sets up a season-defining tension. Can Tommy hold on to control? Or will his father's shadow loom so large that even the most calculated moves will fall short? Every frame of the trailer teases answers that we'll only get in the episode, making it impossible to look away. The trailer for Episode 2 makes one thing abundantly clear. Cammy is no longer just a background player in the M-Tech saga, she's a force to be reckoned with, and the trailer teases just how dangerously effective she's going to be. From the very first moments, there's a palpable sense of tension whenever she steps on screen. The subtle power plays, the small smirks, the measured pauses before she speaks. They all signal a character who's learned to navigate a male-dominated corporate battlefield and now wields her influence with precision. The trailer doesn't just hint at her ambition, it shows us a woman who knows exactly what she wants, understands how to manipulate situations to her advantage, and isn't afraid to challenge Tommy, the man who's supposedly running the company. Every frame she's in radiates confidence, control, and just enough menace to keep both Tommy and viewers guessing. What makes Cammie's rise so thrilling in the trailer is the contrast with Tommy's exhaustion and vulnerability. The trailer gives brief glimpses of him in moments that feel almost surreal, pensive, weighed down, staring at documents or staring out a window as if the world is pressing in from every angle. The tension between the two is beautifully understated yet electrifying, the kind of silent battle where one glance, one half smile, or one carefully placed word can signal a shift in power. Cammie's subtle challenge to Tommy isn't just about authority, it's about testing him, probing for weaknesses, and daring him to respond. And the trailer teases that Tommy, for all his experience and grit, might be stretched thinner than ever, facing both professional and personal pressures that could compromise his usual control. The trailer also teases moments of outright corporate chaos that promise to leave viewers on the edge of their seats. Boardroom conflicts, strategic decisions, and calculated confrontations are all hinted at in quick, tense sequences. You can almost feel the unspoken stakes. Every move, every word, and every decision could shift the balance of power within MTech's Cammie's assertiveness signals that Episode 2 is not going to be a slow burn. It's going to be high-octane, the kind of tension where alliances can be made or broken in an instant, and one mistake could cost more than just money. It could cost control, trust, and even family stability. The trailer masterfully balances these professional stakes with personal dynamics, showing that every boardroom decision reverberates through the household, the oil fields, and the characters' lives. Another key highlight in the trailer is the subtle indication of Tommy's strategic thinking under pressure. While Cammie tests him at every turn, the trailer teases that he's not just standing still, he's maneuvering, calculating, and preparing to respond. These fleeting moments hint at an intellectual chess match between the two, where every gesture and every word carries weight. The suspense comes from knowing that while Cammie is bold and commanding, Tommy's cunning and experience have always allowed him to survive, and sometimes thrive, in high-pressure scenarios. The trailer cleverly keeps us guessing about who will gain the upper hand first, making each scene feel electric with anticipation. And of course, the trailer doesn't forget the small, human details that make Landman addictive. The tension between Cammie and Tommy isn't just about corporate dominance. It's about trust, respect, and the emotional history they share with MTechs. Every gesture, every look, and every exchange carries the weight of unspoken history. And the trailer teases that these personal elements will make their professional battles even more compelling. You get the sense that the fallout from this episode will ripple across the season, leaving both characters changed in profound ways. Finally, the trailer hints at the delicate interplay between power and vulnerability, ambition and responsibility. Cammie's assertiveness is matched by her intelligence and strategic mind, and Tommy's responses are layered with both experience and emotional baggage. This isn't just corporate drama for the sake of tension. It's a carefully crafted portrait of characters navigating stakes that are deeply personal and unrelentingly high. The trailer sets up a perfect storm, a family in flux, a company on the brink, and two formidable players circling each other with silent intensity. Every frame teases the chaos, every line of dialogue hints at conflict, and every look promises repercussions that will keep viewers hooked long after the episode ends. If the trailer is anything to go by, Episode 2 isn't just about corporate chess games or high-stakes oil deals, it's about the intense, messy, and unpredictable world of Tommy's household. The trailer gives us fleeting glimpses of domestic chaos, but it's clear these moments will hit just as hard as the boardroom drama. Tommy's family life is layered with tension, love, and frustration, and the trailer teases that Episode 2 is going to push all of it to the edge. From Cooper and Ariana navigating the risks of the oil discovery to the looming question of her potential pregnancy, the household stakes are emotional, complicated, and impossible to ignore. It's the kind of tension where every glance, every sigh, and every offhand comment carries emotional weight. The trailer also highlights the ongoing family friction that Landman does so well. Anansley, Tommy's daughter, makes a brief but telling appearance, and though her screen time is limited, the trailer teases that her privileged, sheltered world is about to collide with the real challenges her family faces. She's still portrayed as somewhat clueless, yet her reactions mirror the audience's disbelief and frustration, reminding us why the show balances drama with sharp, often biting humor. These moments keep the family dynamic grounded in reality. Wealth, power, and privilege can only go so far when life, danger, and personal responsibility come crashing in. And then there's the emotional core teased in the trailer. The tension between Tommy and Angela, his ex-wife. The trailer hints at a fiery exchange that escalates quickly, perfectly capturing the messy, volatile energy of this household. Angry words, sharp retorts, and the kind of frustration only a lifetime of shared history can produce make it clear that Tommy's domestic world is as unpredictable as his corporate one. The trailer even teases brief flashes of intimacy mixed with confrontation, classic Landman chaos where love, irritation, and attraction collide in ways that are both thrilling and uncomfortable. This volatile mix keeps the audience on edge, wondering which emotional bomb will explode next. The trailer also drops hints of looming tragedy and suspense, reminding viewers that Landman is never content with just character drama. There are fleeting shots that suggest danger, risk, and sudden shocks, moments where decisions made in one room could have devastating consequences in another. Every household argument, every whispered conversation, and every glance seems loaded with the potential for disaster. The trailer's pacing is masterful. It alternates between fast cuts of tension and quiet, lingering shots of reflection, creating an anticipation that's almost unbearable. You know that in episode 2, something is going to happen that will change the family's trajectory permanently, and the trailer leaves you guessing what, exactly, that might be. Finally, the trailer encapsulates the perfect blend of suspense, humor, and emotional depth that Landman has become known for. The promise of corporate battles, family conflicts, and high-stakes drama is all there, but the trailer also teases the human side of every character, their fears, flaws, and moments of vulnerability. Tommy, Cammy, Cooper, Ariana, TL, and even Anansley are all caught in this web of ambition, danger, and emotion, and the trailer teases that episode 2 will challenge them in ways we've never seen before. The suspense is palpable, the stakes are sky high, and every teaser moment leaves viewers desperate to know what happens next. By the end of the trailer, it's clear. Episode 2 isn't just good, it's going to be unforgettable, blending power, family, and tension into a perfect storm that only Landman could deliver.